5, 4, 3, 2.
Realtors, you're in the right spot.
We're going to do this together.
Welcome to the Leading Edge Podcast.
These mentors showed me a map of success.
This is the place for real estate pros like you to get better at running your business, balancing your life, and having happy clients.
Do you know how powerful you are?
And now your host, Eric Thompson.
What's up, everyone? It's your good friend Eric Thompson on the Leading Edge Podcast, episode number 65. This one is called Goal Getting. This one is going to be really, really fun, extra fun, because you know why? We're doing a contest. Okay, here's the thing. We are, at the time of this recording, in May 2021, we are just over 8,000 downloads, which is so cool. To be exact, we're like just shy of 8,100. Blows my mind. It's amazing. And you know what? I want to get to 10,000 as fast as possible. You know how we're going to do it? I'm going to ask for your help, all right? We're going to make this fun. We're going to make this a game. I'm going to have a little drawing with $500 at stake, all right? So you all can win $500. Here's how we're going to do it. I will put everyone's name in the hat for a drawing where you can win $500. And how we're going to do that is you would get $250. Your favorite charity is going to get $250 because I want to make a cool contribution to the world through you, through your favorite ever charity. So I'm going to give you $500. If you win this drawing, how do you get your name in the hat? All you got to do is just share the podcast. All you got to do is just go to my Facebook page and share it. I post every episode, you probably know already, on my Facebook page. Just share that post from the Facebooks. Each time you share an episode, your name goes in the hat to win $500. So what do you want to do? You want to go to my Facebook page. Just search me on Facebook, Eric Thompson, The Leading Edge. You'll see my podcast post. Share it, your name goes in the hat, boom, it's that simple. Once we hit 10,000, anyone who has shared, their name goes in the hat. Guess what? Your name can be in there more than once. If you share more than one episode, how awesome is that? You get to win yourself 500 schmackaroonies if you are the winner of the drawing. That's how it works. So go to my Facebook page, share the post, share this podcast, you are going to win. All right. Let's get to goal getting. And this all relates back to the 10,000 downloads, right? Because that's my goal right now. So goal getting is something that we are focused on. One of the many things we focus on in my coaching certification program, how to get a goal. By the way, I think goal getting is more fun to say than goal setting. It also implies that we are in motion toward that goal to go get the goal. We don't just set it, we go get it. So goal getting is something that we're focused on. In my coaching certification, we go all things goal related. We go why people set a goal, why they don't, what works with the goal. Then we go through my 6-step goal getting process that ensures that we have a clear goal and that the goal is actually gotten. So we're having some fun there in the coaching certification program doing that work. And here's the thing that I'll share with you about goal getting. There is a massive gift that you give yourself when you set and then go after a goal. And it's not just achieving the goal itself, because the reality is, guys, sometimes the goal isn't achieved, right? Sometimes we fall short, sometimes it doesn't happen. But regardless if we achieve the goal or not, there are so many incredible, awesome, amazing outcomes that occur along the way. I think you all would agree with that. So think about any goal that you set, some target that you had, something that you wanted to go make happen, and maybe even you fell short, but wasn't it still a great experience, or are you still happy that you went for it? Here's why. It's because of the person you became along the way, all right? So there is like this cool transformation that happens, this evolution that occurs, new capabilities that you take on, new things you learn, new people you meet, new experiences you have. Your brain is like stretched and your perspective is widened and all of those things, all because you chose to go get after that goal. So that is the gift of goal getting. And what's cool as we talk about in coaching, when you're helping people do that, you are like literally changing the world. Like you're changing the world one person at a time when you're helping someone else to go get a goal. So I hope that this podcast inspires you to set a goal and then go get it. I'm going to give you some tips on this. I'm going to give you some coaching because I would like nothing else than to help to change the world through this podcast, through you listening, because you're going to go set a goal and then you're going to go get after on that. So the first coaching tip I would give you related to goal getting is focus on the fact that you're going to get some outcomes along the way. All right. So be motivated by that, be inspired by that, get the momentum from that, be triggered by that, like inspire yourself, encourage yourself just because of the fact that you're becoming a different person. Like you are evolving, you're turning into an even better version of you because of the fact that you're going after that goal. So all my real estate friends, go get after a goal, right? Pick a goal and go get after it. Now, I'm going to give you some more coaching tips. Here are the 4 common mistakes that I see when it comes to goal setting, goal getting. Here are the 4 things that usually come up that we are helping people with when we coach them. Here are the 4 common things that come up. The first one you won't be surprised to hear is when someone doesn't set them in the first place, right? So that's common mistake. Number 1 is not even having a goal, all right? So that's kind of a bummer. When you talk to someone and I ask, and you say, hey, so tell me about some goals you have. And they're like, I don't really do that. I don't really believe in setting goals. Not really into that. I've never been one to set goals. And oftentimes when you dig in and you ask, well, tell me why that is. I'm just curious. Tell me why you don't set goals. Usually what they say is something to the effect of, I just don't like letting myself down. I don't like the feeling of setting a goal and then not achieving it. I really feel a big letdown. So I'd rather not set the goal. So it's like, all right, let me get this straight. The way that you are going to not let yourself down, really what you're saying is the way that you're going to have a life without any regrets is to not have any goals in the first place. So it's like, let me get this straight. You're going to get to the end of your life and you're going to be free of regret because you never set a goal to go after that would be really cool. Now, of course, I don't say that directly to the person, and no judge, not judging, but it's just interesting, right? It's just curious to really play that thought process out, and they probably haven't fully played out that thought process themselves. I'm guessing though, the people listening to this podcast, I'm guessing you set some goals, right? I know we got some people on here that get after it, that do amazing things in their life and in their business. But isn't that interesting when you dig into the reasons why someone wouldn't set them in the first place? And what's happening is they're not aware of those side benefits, right? They're not focused on those side benefits and the outcomes that occur along the way, right? All right, number 2 on the 4 common mistakes is, no surprise, the set and forget mistake, right? So when people set it and forget it, they set it in December or in January, maybe February, but usually, it's occurring around those 2 months, December, January. They're going to set the new goal for the new year, and then it goes up on the shelf. And guess what? All it does during the year is it just collects a bunch of dust during the year. It's really interesting when I talk to people and it's the middle of the year. So like right now, I'm recording this in May. It's interesting when I talk to people in the middle of the year and I say, so tell me, I'm curious, what's your goal for this year? What was the goal that you set for this year? And oftentimes they say, I don't remember. Let me go back and look. I'm gonna have to go back and look. And it's like, man, let's be tuned in. Let's stay aware of that goal. We can't set it and forget it because that's not much better than not setting it at all in the first place. And usually what's occurring there is you've shut down to the possibility of it, right? So you've stopped believing that it's possible. So you don't want to be reminded that it's impossible. So you'd rather just not look at it at all. You'd rather try to forget it and ignore it. And you're saying to yourself, you know what? I'll just start it again next year. I'm just going to kind of coast for the rest of the year. I'm not really going to focus on a goal for the rest of the year. For the remaining months of the year, I'll just try again next year. And that is not the way to do it, right? Don't do that. So you know what you do? Just reset it. Just set a new one, all right? Give yourself permission to set a brand new goal. And sometimes we're even having people set higher goals as the year goes along. Just had a conversation yesterday with someone about that. But what you want to do is set a goal that's a new goal if you've stopped believing that it's possible, or you know what you can do? Start re-believing that it's possible. That's also a pretty good thing that you can do. Third mistake on our list of 4 common mistakes. The third one is some combination of, or some variation of, it's too high or too low. It's the wrong number. All right. And now we're all for setting high aspirational goals. We're also all for setting goals that are believable, achievable, but there's a balance, right? So there's a balance there. There's a space in between. It's too high or it's too low. And there's an art and a science to finding where that is. That's something for sure that we talk about in the coaching certification program that I have is to help someone find that balance. There's a whole process we go through. But what I'll tell you is that it's got to be high enough that you respond to it, that you react to it, that you can feel a little tingle in your skin, right? You can feel your blood start to race. You can feel a little hit of adrenaline. You can feel your pupils dilate as you think about that goal, where you think about, oh my gosh, that would be exciting, right? So that's the emotion that we're after. Does it excite you? Is it high enough to excite you? And also, is it not so high where you don't believe it's possible? All right, so you're looking for the balance between excitement and possibility. It has to be both. All right, high enough to excite you, yet not so high where you shut down to the possibility of it. So let's just play out an example. Let's use some extreme numbers. Let's use $100 and $1 billion with a B, like boy, B, billion. So $100. Would $100 feel possible as a goal? Well, like, duh, of course. $100 is absolutely possible. That's not a problem. And is it exciting? No, it's not exciting at all. There's no excitement to having a goal be $100. Now, if someone gave me $100, like, yeah, that's cool. I guess that would excite me, but I think you get the point. $100 as a goal wouldn't necessarily be all that exciting. Now let's do $1 billion. $1 billion. Now, would that be exciting? Well, yeah, like if $1 billion showed up in someone's bank account, they would probably be excited about that. Or if someone, had a goal of $1 billion, but the excitement is tempered by the fact that that person probably isn't believing that it's possible, or they're saying, yeah, sure, great, that'd be amazing. Of course, I would enjoy having $1 billion of income, and that would be, if I had that as a goal and I achieved that, fantastic. Yet, I don't think it's possible, right? So you're just gonna shut down to it. So that's not a goal you're gonna want to remind yourself of every single week and be focused on. That's a goal that's gonna go on the shelf and collect dust because you don't believe it's possible, right? So I think you get the point. So you want a goal that is both exciting and possible. So what is that number for you? What is it? If we're talking about financial goals, and there are all kinds of other goals you can set too, fitness goals, relationship goals, specific systems you want to build in your business. So would it be exciting to have that? And is it possible? All right, which is different than comfortable. Like, we know that we're going to have to experience some discomfort along the way, and that's where the growth comes. That's where the outcomes that are side benefits come from, is that getting outside the comfort zone. So that's different than possibility, right? Is it possible, and is it exciting? If it's both, then you've found the right number. The fourth mistake is when the goal is too vague, right? When it's just like mushy and you can't latch onto it. It's not specific. It's not like a number or a date or a thing that you can articulate in a really detailed way. It's too vague. Now, I'll give you a personal story related to this. And I'll tell you about a friend of mine who helped me get a goal to be more clear. So my really good friend, Mike Fanning, incredible guy. A lot of you know him. He asked me, and he's a world-class coach. He asked me one day, he said, hey, tell me about a goal you have. What's something cool that you want to do in your life? And I responded by saying, one thing I want to do, I want to take my kids to Europe. I want to take my kids to Europe. Here's why. My wife was born in Spain. Her parents are American, and they were living in Spain at the time. She was born in Madrid, Spain. So that's one reason I want to take my kids to Europe. I want to have my kids see the city in Europe where my wife was born. I think that would be amazing. I also have this dream of taking both my kids to Paris. I'm kind of enamored with that thought, and my kids are now enamored with that thought. So I said to him, yeah, so someday I want to take my kids to Europe. Now, that is super vague. Okay. I didn't think it was at the time. Like, it's living in my head as this cool goal. Yeah, my kids to Europe, but that's very vague. And he says, cool. So when would you want to go? And I said, well, in the summertime is what's going to make sense because, my kids are being out of school, plus my wife's a teacher in the summertime. And he's kind of smiling at me and nodding and saying, okay, so which summer do you want to go? And I was like, whoa, okay. Next summer. I would like to go next summer. And he said, awesome. He said, so have you gone through to figure out how much that would cost? Like what the investment would be? And I said, nope, I don't know what that would be. He said, maybe you want to look at that. And I said, yeah. He said, so when, regardless of however much money it would be, when would you want to have the money saved up? And I was like, I don't know. Maybe I would want to have it saved up by the end of this year. He said, awesome. And so I got the point, right? I got the point. So guess what I have now? I have details. I have specifics. I've set up a separate bank account just to put money aside for this trip. So every single month I'm allocating some dollars into an account called Europe Trip. And that is my focus, right? And I have it nailed down. Like Julie and I are talking about dates on the calendar. We're mapping out our itinerary. All because of Mike spurred me on to get really detailed and specific without him asking me those questions, without me considering the details and the specificity myself. I don't know if the trip would have ever happened. It may have just sat there as something, I used to have that thought about taking my kids to Europe, but it just never happened. We just never got around to it. We don't get around to it because we don't attach detail to it. So you got to make it specific. So guys, here's the thing with goals. You got to make a goal to set a goal. That's what I want you to do. Make a goal to set a goal. Do it today. Just pick something as a goal, and then focus on the fact that it's going to give you some outcomes along the way, right? So get excited about that, feel the momentum of that as you achieve those little outcomes and watch those happen, celebrate those, because guess what? Just setting it in the first place is a victory. Right? Setting that goal in the first place gives you some amazing outcomes and benefits. You'll become a different person, a better person, just by setting the goal in the first place. And then look at that goal every single week, all right? Every single week, you want to look at that goal. That's something that we coach and teach, that you want to, as part of your weekly planning routine, look at that goal. So you got to look at that goal at least once a week, if not every single day, to keep focused on that. Keep focused on the possibility of that. Make sure it's both exciting and possible. It's got to be both exciting and possible. All right. So not just super easy, not exciting like $100, and not so high like $1 billion, where you shut down to the possibility of it, which then totally dials back the excitement of it. It'll impact the excitement of it in a negative way. If it's too high, find that balance, right? So find that great combination, that amazing blend of excitement and possibility. And then make sure that it's specific, right? Make sure that the goal is super specific. You know exactly what, you know exactly when, you know exactly how much, and you can articulate that. And even better, someone else knows about it. Okay, so as I mentioned before, we're having fun here with this contest. I have a goal of 10,000 downloads. I want to get there quick. We're at 8,100 now. And I want to give you a gift. I want to make it fun. $500. I'll give $250 to you, $250 to your charity. All you got to do is just share this episode from my Facebook page. Just share it. And in subsequent episodes, share those too. You can share old ones too as well. Some of your favorite old ones, you can share those. If you happen to be listening to this after we've already hit 10,000, I apologize. I know that a lot of people listen to these after the fact, but that's what we're doing right now. So have some fun with that, guys. Thank you so much as always, for engaging with this podcast. It means the world to me. I look forward to seeing you on the next one. In the meantime, enjoy life on the leading edge.